The Gravenger stood alone, a sentinel in the twilight, undying, infinitely alive. His purpose was etched onto his soul. Even if you thought he was dead, from the grave he would rise to avenge, hence Gravenger. He was to maintain the balance, light and darkness, life and death, all things in harmony. This was his sacred duty, his purpose, a burden he carried with every breath. He was not born but created, forged in the heart of a dying star. His flesh was starlight, his bones were meteoric iron. The universe whispered its secrets to him. He is the Gravenger, and this was his first quest. His eyes, pools of molten embers, gazed upon the world. He felt the tremors of an ancient power, as if a voice yelling, calling out to him, a power that could shatter the balance he swore to protect. He had to act. He wanted an audience with the king. The call came from the west, as if words were whispered with wings in the wind. In Kingdom of Grimly Bumbin, I was seen as a mystery being. I looked at the gate guard and said, "Hello there, good sir. I'm here for an audience with the king. He is expecting me." So with a confirmation, the gate guardian opened the great gate of Grimly Bumbin, and the Gravenger made his way through the streets. Some citizens fled in terror, while others smiled and said hello there as he approached the castle. He looked up and saw the sky. It was as if the day was night. He thought to himself, that doesn't seem right. A darkness had fallen upon Grimly Bumbin as he is welcomed and led to the throne room of King Gregory. The king was glad and sad both at the same time. "Gravenger, it has been too long. How are things, dear friend?" As he bowed to a knee, he said, "I bring a news of the unfortunate sort." He said, "Lead me to your study so I may show you what I know and have seen. Fear not, great king." The Gravenger felt a chill course through him, in every fiber of his being, running through his marrow. He told the king, "Look into my eyes." And the change in my face, King Gregorian Gravenger walked to a quiet study where there were books spread across the table and prophetic artifacts and relics placed around. The king then looked at Gravenger's face. It was grim and deathly. Gregory was worried, looking at his face, and said, "I think we have a new problem, not just a neighbor territory. There's something big, something dark, something sinister coming this way." This was no ordinary evil. This felt ancient, primal, the greatest evil and villainy he had ever felt, he said, apparently. "The face you've shown is one of dead dark skin showing skull in parts, eyes like a candle flame at the wick's end, a low light flickering. The days will be dark and the night will also have no light. Blinded not by the light but by the deep darkness, therefore never be able to see the sun or the skies, and slowly but surely, my people, all the animals, the teas and flowers, everything will die. Sometime here soon, this is day one with no light by day, 7 blind life and darkest death. So I have a quest for you. Will you aid me, old friend?" Gravenger agreed. He knew what he must do. He hastily agreed. He had to reach Gregoria while there is still light. Gravenger's face returned to prior form. He had to understand this darkness. His path was clear. Yet there was a heavy fog. He would answer the call and stand tall and strong, truly fearless. He would face the darkness. He himself would be the spark and eventually become the light. He would restore the balance. This was his oath, an oath he would uphold with his dying breath. The elders of Gregoria spoke of a legend, a mythical item most don't even know of, and others don't even believe it is real. A legend of the Phantom Forge. It was said to be hidden deep within the mountains of dusk. He would have to fight the unified undead in the dead of night. It is they who would be dead. He would reveal full power. They would be fighting a beast this hour, freeing heads from neck and limbs from torso, not in minutes, but in seconds with every slice. Strike, lunge, flurry, pierce, drive, hack, and whack. Sword, shield, axe, or arrow. The bodies begin to stack. The feral form of Gravenger begins to fade away to show an elder man with a gray beard and glowing eyes. Not even he knows who he just was or what he had done. It's still night, so he laid down to rest up. While asleep in state of dreams ever so deep, he reflected on when he was a prisoner of dungeons, deep devil's keep. Ignorant, forgetful of his crime and time to serve, the one thing he remembered was the escape.
Day 2 has begun the same as one with a rising sun. Sky, still dark, sun is grey. He knows he is near the forge, but what he didn't know lies beneath, walking through the dark cavern with a light shining from his burning lantern. He was about to encounter Basilisk, an ancient lizard king with eyes red as bloodfire and a mouth and teeth as sharp as swords. The Gravenger was ready. Basilisk lunged forward. Gravenger jumped high above, piercing the scales with a hand steady. He managed to block and dodge the giant reptile's bite. He focused then is when he chose the moment for a fatal strike and lethal blow. The mighty Basilisk laid slain.
Carrying on down the path through the cavern trembled. Rocks began to roll. The walls didn't fall. There was something ahead. Behold, it was the Phantom Forge in all of its glory. The forge mechanically assembled itself. All the broken pieces began to glow and shine, each individually, flickering with light like stars in the night. He picked them up and placed them in the melting pot. The forge came to life, all the cogs and gears along the wall, turning and clicking. It's as if the room was breathing. The cast mold began to fill with magic and molten liquid metal. The it submerged hissed as it cooled. Behold thy title upon thee, Shadowbane. He could feel its legend power thrumming through his veins, the weight of it, the responsibility. But he didn't shy away. He accepted it. This was his cross to bear, his cursed blessing. This was the fate and legend of Gravenger the Great and his lord's sword, Shadowbane. The Gravenger emerged from the cavern, blinking against the sunlight. The world seemed different, sharper, more vibrant. He could feel the pulse of life all around him, the ebb and flow of energy. He was connected to it all now. He looked down at Shadowbane, its blade humming softly in response to his touch. It was a part of him now, just as he was a part of it. He would wield it with honor, with purpose. He would honor the sacrifice made within the forge. I will not forget the whispers of the ancient smiths guiding his path, reminding him of his duty. He was not alone. He never would be. He was the Gravenger, and the balance was his to keep. Thank you for your time. It is much obliged. I truly appreciate it. May I ask one more thing of you, my lord or lady? Please hit the like and subscribe boxes. You would be partaking in the highest honor in Gregoria and Grimly Bumbin. Till next time, cheers.